Hey everybody, this is Jim. I guess you haven't seen me in a while because last time I made my first video was, I don't know, ages ago. So I've been thinking about all them constipation theories. I mean, conspiracy theories. I always mix that word up. But I've developed my own conspiracy theory, and it's a really complicated one. I'll try to explain it. Why we have all the problems in the world, and who's to blame. Well, I figured it out. You know what those things are? Them they call them viruses, right? Well, I figured that the viruses, some of them are from our planet, but some are from a planet called Virusonia. And there's this very small planet that circles the moon, and it's a planet inhabited by a super intelligent, far more advanced species of virus than us people on Earth. And they have this, it's a small planet. You can't even see it with a microscope or a telescope at a distance. You have to be real close to it to see it. It's probably the size of a ping pong ball, but it orbits around the moon, and it gets its sunlight from the reflective light that the moon reflects from the sun. Okay, you follow me? Now, this virus planet is super intelligent. It's like they have all kinds of technologies that let them come all the way to planet Earth and infect our brains. So, why we have war and crime and corruption and all those problems in the world is because of this Virusonia planet. And that explains, like, the Nazis and the Freemasonry and the Tea Party and Obama and all this things, good and bad, that happen. The bad stuff of it. Now, I'm not saying what I said before, all bad stuff, because, like, can't mix the oranges and apples together. But Virusonia is the reason why we have so many problems in our world. It infects our brains and makes us think differently than with the way we would think about things. And I figured it out that I wouldn't know about this Virusonia planet unless I was myself infected by the Virusonians. So I've got Virusonians in my head, and they're telling each other little secrets, and I have a special ability to listen to them and the secrets about why they did all the bad things they done throughout human history. And that's the way it is. So so that's my theory. It's viruses, and they come from a planet called Virusonia that orbits the moon. And why they do this is because they need a host, and they love um, us because they need an intelligent host. If it was a stupid host, they couldn't do all the bad things they can do. So they infect only species that are smart enough, which is why I suspect that dolphins and chimps also are infected by Virusonian viruses. And these viruses, they're super intelligent. Like I said, they have their own flying saucers. In fact, when we see flying saucers, we're not seeing them actually outside. We're seeing them in our head, but we think we're seeing them outside. But you may ask, okay, how come we got photographs and movies of viruses from, like outside our heads? It's very simple. They got super projection technology. These little viruses not only inhabit our brains and affect the way we think in a negative way, but they have these super projectors that can project from our eyes out into space entire images, which we then capture on film. So that explains all them UFOs. It's true, there are aliens, but they're viruses. They're little tiny weeny, eeny weeny viruses. You can barely see them with a microscope, let alone with the naked eye. And I know that this is the reason why we're suffering all the problems. Like the current economics is a mess because of Virusonians. And you may say, but what's the purpose? I mean, so they need intelligent hosts to mess things up, but what do they gain from this? It's very simple. They love looking at sexy ladies in naughty movies, and that's why they come to us, because they want to be in our brains when we look at sexy ladies in naughty movies. So, or even sexy guys. I mean, you know, the Virusonians are of all persuasions, and that's what I think it explains the reason why we have all the problems. So they want their main reason is to be in our brains so they can watch, well, you know, Prono, and you know, Prono is the most popular thing on the internets. I don't know much about it because I don't have time to watch Prono on the internet. I live Prono in my life. I've got 3-4 dames, you know, visiting me on a regular basis, and that's about it. But there you go. I figured it out. The reason why we have all the troubles in the world is because of the Virusonians from this small, very small planet that orbits the moon, the size of a golf ball or a ping pong ball. I don't know exactly because I couldn't overhear exactly what they were talking about when they were talking about it. But that's the theory. That's my conspiracy theory. And there you go. Got the answer. So watch out for Virusonians. Now what can we do about it? That's for my next video. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think they're clever enough. They're preventing me from being able to think about it. And anyway, so you have the answer. The answer is it's not the free morons, free Mormons, or the Freemasons, or the Nazis, or it's not Obama. It's none of these people. Those are either infected by the Virusonians or they're influenced by people infected by Virusonians. And this is what causes all the problems in the world. So don't blame your, you know, fellow human being for being infected. Help them, you know, like make sure they're busy watching a lot of Prono. Because if they're busy watching naughty movies with girls or guys, whatever, as long as they're adults, right? Then they're not going to be busy doing other crap. And that's what the Virusonians want. They ultimately want a world full of Prono everywhere. That's their goal. So this is Jim, and yeah, I got I had some dental work, so my mouth is a little bit stuffy and I'm not talking right, but nice seeing you.